shop with me, Sinclair. Hello, I'm the sinful Sinclair, and that's because I spend too much on stuff. Today we have a special customized doll by me that I made out of an 1/6 scale clone doll that got my attention in the China shop. I bought this doll in September 7, 2022 because it just zinged with me. Around that time I was planning to do an all pink doll that owns all the pink and represents a character I originally invented for my novel. It's supposed to be pinkalicious, obsessed, and since in the doll world there are super duper pink stuff, sometimes even more than in other color, it was matching my view. Problem was that it was not speaking to me yet, and later on we got Sun. Even if she is not complete and needs a paint job, soon probably, main reason why I could not remove its face. Now that I was buying this clone knockout, I somehow think that if it is a no big name, it does not need its box or accessory or other stuff, so I disassemble her. The pink clothing are owned by Sun, the wings are in a separate project that awaits in my parents' attic for me to return, and the doll, well, the doll itself inspired me around that time to try my best and give her a second chance to those clone straight knees doll. I come with the idea of embody them using the articulated upper part in the Mermaid, as in this case, or snake, or something without legs depending on inspiration. The unprofessional photos are old, not sorry for it. This one was my first mermaid, since she come with this hot pink hair and golden striated tinsel. I thought it would be a shame to try change the hairstyle and cut it shorter. You kind of ruin its vibe. Around 13 September 2022 I decided to start, so I used one of my old purple blouses that I have in 10th grade and chopped one sleeve off for the main body of the tail. I wanted some ruffles, so I add some burgundy black organza inside. I used one layer of a white pearly organza that has crepinated and curled inside, and then it hit me to add fish fins on the back of it and fill the bottom of the tail with cotton. Not enough, unfortunately. I make it so that the toes are not visible, I hope. Doing this and that needs to turn it on all sides and in all sort of positions. So I beheaded her mercilessly so I don't tangle her hair and keep it nice. I brought all my mermaid vibe I could and I own in textile area and all gems and ribbons to have an emotional support for my creativity. I use a pearly seashell design with round line in holographic material, plastic like firm to cut and stick it on her body for a bra. The idea itself was nice, but not in reality. It was too much space between and you could see inside. Not like now you can't, but it looks like protected by the hot pink ribbon with curled edge mesh, and the base look like a top edge, so it's matched perfectly. I added seashells like rhinestone that I find on some China shop and inspired me to buy it for this kind of project, so I added a belt of it, one to cover the sticky point of the top ribbon, and cause I have this short golden ribbon, I decided to give her a necklace with seashell also, and then things interfere and the project died slowly with my inspiration. This is a common disease I struggle when I start projects. So she hanged like that in who knows what corner in the original box that, by the way, transported her here, and it was an inspiration for her actual condition. Maybe the background inspired me to give her that role of a mermaid. Who knows how my brain worked when it hit me. So she suffered headless until 10 January 2024, when I open all the ribbons and the things I have around to finally see the inspiration shine and decide to do it. Well, the 10th January is the day she was actually finished, but it took me like 2 days to finish it, or should I say 2 nights, because I got inspired only around 10 and half in the night, and mom have to keep calm and ask me to go to sleep. But when you got your stuff, you can't. Just can't. 5 minutes this, 5 minutes that. Do you guys know Mew Mew Power or Tokyo Mew Mew? I got inspired by the draws of their body as tattoo, and I made a pattern out of nail polish that kind of looked nice. And I was like, needs one in the back too. There was not so inspired, but not bad in the end. I have done rhinestone sheet with this silver design that I sticked on her tail as detail, just the way it come. It just clicked there. I added nail decoration on right hand and on her face. One more seashell on hand to look like it matched. It was around the time I used to play with ribbons for some dolls as accessories, so I keep rotating them on hand until I got this design. One looked nice, the other was too plain, so the bling in action was requested. I added a rhinestone, and even then was too simple, so I used another bling sheet to come around it on hand. I liked the whole rhinestone design, so somehow I was getting the vibe of a general. I add them on the shoulders. The creation, it's all about right materials on the right time and to don't overdo it or broke anything. I own a crown from Kyla Mermaid fantasy doll from my friend Biako. She used to have the doll back in the childhood, and that was all left of it. That and the mirror. And since she was not going after the dolls as me, she let me have it. And since I plan to buy it, who knows when in the future, I decided to give this one an upgrade. So I just sticked few gems from rhinestone sheet. It kind of felt good to fit on her head like this. Once I was keep playing with the head, I find boring the face and decide to play a bit with some colors. Unfortunately, I am the worst artist on the nivelating surface like face. Otherwise, I would rock those heads on all dolls. I decide to add a bit of this and that and end up with this design. To be honest, I don't dislike it, so I sealed it up and go for the next accessory. Holes means earrings, so no holes means I will give you earrings by force if I feel like I need it. I use a gem sticked by wire jewelry making thing and use some of my nail design in seashell shape to finish it. Perhaps glue it by her head to make sure it's not falling. Now on the back, I felt like the textile line was rather low and somehow exposing her bottom, so I added a piece of same pearly holographic plastic textile and one more seashell rhinestone to cover the point where it's connected, since down was sewed. Years ago, I used to like the seashell bags and buy just to enjoy the design or smoothness of the Mother Nature creation. I painted this with nail polish for a mermaid melody project, and I ended remove and start over. But somehow I thought of this as a shell to protect the tail. I added extra design with other nail polish from Mom Vanity and blue seashell rhinestone and stick it to the tail from the sides. The hard part was to decide who goes right and who goes left. Somehow it worked out. But even with all that, I feel like it's not enough shyness and bling, so I added one more seashell on the tail and bejewel it and bedazzle it with stones wherever I see fit. I added several bedazzle and seashell after putting some nail polish on it. I braked on flower rhinestone to cover the corners of the seashell. And you know how some stories of the Little Mermaid said something about the tail having seashell on as the symbol of growing added to it? I add some on the end of the tail, and at some point I just have to stop, step back and check it out. After that, I pack it in her box out of cat reach and dust and let her rest in the attic. Unfortunately, the worm in there cracked the glue to some of it and slid it out of the box. When I prepared the boxes for the studio, I just put like whatever as many in it, and when it arrived, I was like, okay, you are here also. Not disappointed, but rather proud of my first mermaid doll. You will probably find her pretty soon helping us free other dolls or mermaids together. What do you guys think about this doll? Let me know in the comments section below. Tell me if you would like to replicate one, or if you did try your own little project customization like this. Do you ever let creativity hit you and get extra crafty? If you like this video, you should also subscribe to see more opening getting, and perhaps other dolls customized once I bring them from my parents. We are currently working on the next video, so you can enjoy it next time. So don't forget to ring the bell and make sure to come back for more. And as always, down in the description below you can find my information such as Instagram and other media sources I used. And I hope to see you in the next one.